Before heading out, I use this opportunity to replace the worn out side bunks on my boat trailer. If you'd like to see the construction and upholstery of these bunks, you can catch them over at my upholstery channel, Mark's Upholstery. I'll add a link in the description. We started the day on the main lake and quickly noticed that the winds were picking up and the waves were getting bigger, so we retreated to a nearby creek. The only bait we had today was 3-week-old frozen bluegill and some chicken. Testing a new reel called the Titan 2 3000 that was sent to me by the company Runsell. Both these fish were caught on cut bluegill. Being competitive brothers, I'm inclined to believe that I'm up by 2 fish, being that that fish came off my pole that I had cast out. And just because I was busy catching another one on another rod on my side, I kind of feel like he was just kind of helping me get him in. Feel free to leave in the comments whose fish you really think this was. Got that on the new reel. Runsell, it's the Titan 2 and the 3000. I'm going to be testing this reel for several trips. Now this is a smaller version of the reel that I would be using regularly, but I thought this would be a great way to test the quality of the product by using a smaller version and using it as if it were the larger version. I'll give an in-depth review in a future video. This first trip catfishing is a good way for me to figure out how I need to position my cameras and my lighting eventually. If my camera were turned a little more to the right, this would be a good position for when I'm fishing by myself with 6 rods out the back. While fishing with 2 people and 8 rods, I can tell that I need to move my camera a little further back. This fish was caught on chicken. I'm throwing back out cut bluegill. Not sure why I did that. Well, I guess it didn't matter. Fish on. I was kind enough to give Brother Dave that other fish he reeled in on my side. Now he's down 3-1. Come on, Dave, pick it up. It slowed down in that spot, so we decided to move a little further up into the creek. It wasn't long before we got action. Notice what's going on with the rod behind me as I'm getting fresh bait for the other rear rod. Well, this is fish number 5, and it's 4-1. Dave's standing there all confused and in complete bewilderment. This is Dave here reeling in the last fish of the day. I had to wake him up to even let him know he had a bite.
Yank him over into the bucket. call an official fish you caught. And I still think that you caught one of mine, though. Yoo-hoo! See there? It can happen. It happens anytime.
With the sun going down, it started getting cold in that wind, and it seemed like the fish had kind of slowed down pretty much, so we decided to pack it up and head on in. Once on the main lake, even though we were riding the wind, we encountered some pretty major waves.
Like a bird on a tree.
Unexpectedly, the engine died on us. For a while, we were kind of clueless to what was going on, and trying to assess our reality. I made several attempts to try to get the engine running, and it would not fire over. Later on, I noticed that the kill switch wire had fell out, and I'm not used to having a kill switch on a boat that I've had, but I ended up going ahead and re-hooking that kill switch up, and thankfully the engine started up and we was able to head back on our way. I went ahead and shut the camera off, and as we headed out, we encountered even bigger waves and had to slow down, but we made it in just fine, and that's obvious because you're watching this video. But I would have to say I'm pretty proud with how the boat performed. Even in these high winds and these big wakes, we felt pretty safe the whole time, no matter where we was at, and I am so happy that I have a boat now that I feel like I can travel safely on these heavy winds and high wake days.
You and me were meant to be.